Good morning. It's the early show with Rick and Lola. World-renowned medium with Hollywood clients and a waiting list of over 600,000, Tyler Henry has a weekly Netflix series, Live from the Other Side, and he's also on tour, and he's got some more stuff going on. I had a chance to visit with him, and we had a pretty fun conversation. Here's my conversation with medium Tyler Henry.
Hi, Lola. How's it going?
Oh, it's going very well. How are you, Tyler?
Oh, doing so good. Thank you for taking the time today to talk with me.
Oh, no, please. The pleasure is all mine. I've been following you for quite a while, actually. But I am thrilled to be talking to introduce you to our guest, to the world-renowned medium Tyler Henry, joining us this morning. And Tyler, we've got a lot to talk about. You have some things going on.
That's right, one or two. Oh, my goodness, Lola. Let me tell you, between the Netflix live show every week, Tuesdays, 3 p.m., it is crazy. This has never been done before, and it's been really surreal. We're 4 episodes in, and it is so intense to do readings in such a way. You know, there's no safety net, no editing, anything can happen, and I love it. It's really a beautiful demonstration of the process, and I think that pressure has kind of made diamonds, so it's worked out.
Yeah, I've seen those episodes, and you're coming from backstage. You're already getting information in the car ride over, but you still don't know who you're talking to until you get there.
That's right, until I actually go to the couch. And so even when I'm in the hall, I have no clue who I'm about to meet. And it is, in part great because it allows me to not have any biases going into it. I'm able to just kind of genuinely get a sense of that intuitive feeling. But then, you have to deal with sometimes the shock or the starstruckedness, or sometimes not recognizing the person when they expect you to recognize them, which is a whole other thing to navigate.
Yeah. Oh, but
Boy,
you
George.
handle it so gracefully. You really do.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So let's go back a little bit, because you started noticing your gift at a very young age. How did you develop your process? When you're 10 years old and like, oh my goodness, what's going on here? Did you know right away?
Cool. Well, it sounds hard to believe, but I really, at 10 years old, that was my first premonition, and that was my first kind of taste of this deeper ability. I didn't recognize it as a gift. I just had this knowingness that my grandmother was going to die. And, I went into the room and shared this with my mom, and really explained that it felt like a memory that hadn't happened yet. And kind of akin to deja vu. And, then as we received that news, it was very difficult to kind of process or have a context to place that experience until I got older, and these moments of knowingness, would happen as I would be going about my day at school, and for students and ultimately teachers, as was covered in the Netflix show.
Right. Now, if you could go back and talk to 10-year-old Tyler, what would you tell him? Because not everybody's nice about it.
Sure. Well, I'd probably go to 13-year-old Tyler, and I would say, look, you've had a few years now to get bullied for what makes you different, and lean in. I would encourage anybody who feels so different from those around them, as I think we all are made to feel sometimes in life, to look at that, to look at the beauty in that uniqueness of what you have to offer that perhaps those around you need and perhaps don't have access to. And even if they don't know they need what you have to offer, knowing that you have something to give is a great gift, and one that I was able, thankfully, to have due to the support of my parents.
Yeah.
But we all, are here to make a difference in what makes us different.
Yeah. So when we were talking about, being very, very busy, you've got, the live Netflix series weekly on Tuesdays. And then you're also, you've got a tour going on which I went and I looked at a few, sold out, sold out, sold out. I mean, you're a very popular man.
Oh, shucks. My goodness. I think it's because I think they're seeing Tyler Perry. I'm convinced. They're coming for Medea stand-up. They show up, they're like, wait a minute, he doesn't look like the poster.
It's like, who are we seeing again?
Exactly.
And then you've got, I love it. Then you've got the Tyler Henry membership site, TylerHenryMedium.com. You got a lot of stuff on that platform as well.
Yes, there's a lot of websites. You're spelling it out for me. I'm realizing I need to kind of bring them all to one link. But yes, between the live tour across the country, we've got live virtual readings over on the membership site, and that's a really great opportunity. I connect with people all across the world. Every week we do private reading giveaways. We do virtual group readings that go on for sometimes an hour or 2 hours. And everybody gets to participate in one way or another and really watch those experiences happen. And we just realize how much we have in common and how often those meaningful coincidences, reflect that fact. So there are lots of ways to connect.
Yeah, when I watch your shows, I'm always looking for the story that comes out. It seems like whenever you're getting messages, it kind of follows a storyline.
Yes, and that's the thing. We are all mediums for something. We are all conduits for something. And as a journalist, I'm sure you can relate with, being a conduit for people's stories and extracting the value and being able to act as a platform for that. So.
Right. So, can you turn it off? I mean, are you at the point now that you're like, okay, guys, I need a break? If you can give me just a half hour.
They tend to behave. Now, there's definitely times where they don't, but as long as I find time in my schedule to kind of release that tension, to kind of get into that active daydream-like state, which I naturally kind of go into anyway, right. As long as I allow time for that to happen, I'm able to kind of maintain some degree of structure. And I've created a lot of structure in my life. I have two very supportive, parents that are in my life. I have a partner of almost now a decade. So those things really ground me and allow me to kind of navigate those very tumultuous waters that I think otherwise one might drown in. So,
well, I mean, obviously, being a morning show host myself, the first thing I think of is like, did they bug you in the shower? I mean,
right. Yes, of course. And that's often when people tell me, everybody has had a moment in the shower where they have had an epiphany or an aha moment or a realization. If you're going through something, go take a shower and tell me that your intuition doesn't at least, well to the surface a little bit more.
Well, it's when you're at your most vulnerable, I would think,
Yes, absolutely. So we get our thinking done, that in the, the toilet. So, hey, have an open mind as we are, releasing.
And again, we are talking to world-renowned medium Tyler Henry. We've got the Netflix series, you've got the tour, you've got the membership site as well, and you do have a couple of books. So we want to get a plug in on those. It's Between Two Worlds, Lessons from the Other Side, and your second book, Here and the Hereafter. So when you were writing those books, what were your goals?
Yeah, the first one, it was a memoir, and I was 19, so it was like a pamphlet for like a vegan restaurant, like not a lot of options. It was very, very thin. My second book was Here and Hereafter, was a little bit more lengthy, and that was after kind of 10 years of reflection, give or take. And that was really just kind of to try to explain the way in which information comes to me so that other people can identify those moments in their own lives. With the understanding that, very often these subconscious states exist and they ebb and flow throughout our day as we, navigate our alone time, as we prepare to go to sleep, as we wake up in the morning. And these are valuable times to be able to cultivate awareness and connection and sometimes even bring through information, knowingly or not. So that was the goal.
Right. right. Well, I know that unfortunately we are out of time. I have one real quick last question. Your
Sure.
notebook. When you're
Yes.
scribbling in your notebook, I mean, I know many of the celebrities are like, "Can I have that page?" How did you get to that process?
Yeah, I was a teenager and I was talking on the phone with a girlfriend of mine. We were talking about homework and school and stuff, and every time I would doodle, I would just kind of have a hard time concentrating on what she was saying and instead was focused on what was coming through. So I started implementing that into my process and learned very quickly it was something about the actual process of scribbling than the scribbles themselves. So it just kind of allows me to turn on and then turn off.
Maybe one day I'll get a page.
Oh, I would love that. When I'm in your area and we do a show, I would love to have you.
Oh, I appreciate it. Again, Tyler Henry, world-renowned medium, and we got the Netflix show, the tour, the books, the membership site, and you can find everything at thetylerhenrymedium.com. Sir, it has been a pleasure.
Oh, thank you. Well, I so appreciate it. I hope to talk again. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's the Early Show with Rick and Lola. Good morning.